Hello guys, Dr. Matthew Worthington, clinical psychologist here. Been on the health kick for 8.5 months and day 14 of no alcohol. Wasn't drinking a lot of alcohol, I just want to clear my body out, sort of detox as it were. Going on this bio-cybernaut intensive week for intensive neurofeedback, so really looking forward to that. Neurofeedback is a way of helping to train your brain to move into a particular state. It is very effective for things like ADHD and anxiety and PTSD, based on research from Boston Trauma Center, which used to have the medical director, Dr. Bessel van der Kolk, one of the top trauma psychiatrists in the world, who highly recommends neurofeedback to help relax an anxious brain. We all have a bit of an anxious brain because we've all got some trauma, which is basically a trapped, still activated fight, flight or freeze response. Or if you read Pete Walker, it could be also a fawn response where we chase after our protector, our mom or our dad or our partner, wanting to get things sorted now. So we generally have 5 states. We have primary, which is our primary survival state, which is connecting with others, like receiving protection, giving protection, like a relationship basically, isn't it? And that's what we're sort of conditioned for by nature, by Mother Nature, by evolution. Or if you believe in God, by your God, really. So we're supporting each other. That's our primary way of surviving. Then we drop down into either fawning or fight or flight or freeze. Anything other than our primary state, so the others, fawn, flight, fight, freeze, they don't tend to have intelligence on or rationality. And a person doesn't have a choice to go into these other states. Often the freeze state, which is the last response before death, gets mistaken for passive aggressiveness, sort of a shutdown sort of response. I'm not going to talk to you. There's no intention for a person to go into that state. They don't choose to go into that. That's going to be coming from trauma. However, it doesn't really justify the behaviours. If we can understand the behaviours, fair enough, but we have to take responsibility for our own behaviours. And how do we take responsibility for our own behaviours? I suppose by learning about which type of behaviour they are. We're all about survival really, so we're going to be in one of the survival responses, and we feel most relaxed when we're in the primary. We feel really comfortable because our ventral vagus nerve, our parasympathetic, which is basically the key to our parasympathetic nervous system, which is our calming nervous system, is generally strongly activated when we're in a non-threatening sort of situation where we feel accepted and by a protector, a partner, a parent, and where we accept the other person. That's where we feel calmest of all. If we're not in a relationship with somebody, sometimes when we're by ourselves, just flicking the radio on or flicking the TV on or some music can also activate the same response. Obviously, the intensity of the calmness will also depend on lots of other factors, like the state of your gut, the state of your underlying physiology, of course, from which your thoughts and your feelings emerge. I'm a trauma psychologist, so I'm what's called a bottom-up psychologist. So I tend to believe that our thoughts and our feelings that we're aware of tend to be manifestations of the condition of our physiology at any particular moment. I see the physiology as a bit like a furnace, and the thoughts and the feelings are a bit like the smoke. There's like a chimney on top of the furnace. The thoughts and the feelings that we become aware of are a bit like the smoke coming out of the chimney really, but the smoke comes from the underlying furnace, and the less intense the furnace, the lighter the smoke. The more intense the furnace, the darker the smoke. So in other words, the more anxiety and underlying trauma we have, the more anxious our thoughts and feelings are that we become aware of. Feelings are basically emotions, which are physical states. We have thousands of emotions, and we can't be aware of more than one or two at a particular time. It's generally just one really. because our conscious space is tiny compared to our subconscious, which is like an infinite universe really. It contains all the information that we've recorded throughout our life, sort of safe and unsafe experiences, but we can't really be aware of that information. We can only be aware of a small amount of the information. Otherwise we'd be like this. And we wouldn't be able to function on a daily basis because we'd be totally overwhelmed. Plus, also, in addition to recorded experiences, of course, there's all the other trillions of physical processes happening in a second. Every second there's wonderful trillions of processes happening. Isn't that wonderful? That's happening inside of us every day. It's wonderful, isn't it? But unfortunately, because we're so outwardly focused, looking for sources of safety outside, like money and alcohol and drugs and food and love from other people, we tend to be blind to this internal world. I mean, that's human. That is human. One way you can actually sort of increase your insight, of course, is to, if you're able to, sort of bring into your life some sort of health regime, especially around the gut, taking care of the gut, The gut-brain connection is very powerful. If we can take care of our gut and, doing some yoga daily, as well as other sort of calming techniques like Tai Chi and Qigong and what have you, this can make a huge difference to our sense of peace inside, really. But often, like I've said before, we need a reason to do that because we're generally outwardly focused, so we don't really pay much attention to the inside initially, at least. So it doesn't really have much importance to us. That's why there's so many health issues, self-inflicted health issues, really, or people perpetuating poor health, including myself, by the way. Just because I'm a mental health worker doesn't mean I'm, completely zen and look inside of myself. No, not at all. I've got a lot of complex trauma from my childhood, which sort of intensifies the outward focus, really. Looking for sources of safety. Mine is sugar and chocolate, and I was a big chocoholic, which didn't really do much for my gut. Fortunately, I was been on a health drive for about 8 months. I do tend to come and go with health drives, but each time I learn a little bit more to help me stay on track. And I think a big one is having a really important reason to stay on track. A really important reason to stay on track, and the reason that should be sort of related to your interests, to your values. What's really important to you? Something that you really want to achieve. It could be anything really, or something that you really enjoy doing. That's healthy. It could be painting or writing a book. It could be anything really. If it links in with what's important to you, for example, creativity, and you can find what's important to you and what makes you feel good by just looking back over your life. Really, go all the way back to childhood and find a memory where you've been praised for something, and that feeling of happiness. And often, like, let's say for example, a teacher praised you for painting something when you were 5. Well, praise is essentially a gesture of protection from the chief, which is the teacher in your class, which is a tribe. And basically, when we get praise, our little body goes, especially when we're a kid, our little body goes, oh, do more of that, that's great. Because you got some protection then, so do whatever you did to get that protection. Because we used to live, this all comes from when we lived in very dangerous times, so we're always looking to, for sources of protection. And the better quality, for example, like from a chief, like a teacher, brilliant, fantastic, because they've got a lot of answers that we didn't have, so that they could, possibly increase the likelihood of our survival by giving us some really good quality protection. So we do something for them, and in exchange, hopefully they give us some protection. So when we're a kid, if we do a painting or something, and show that we have some really good hand-eye coordination, and we could be resourceful in the tribe because of this, and the painting represents that, painting is a representation of our skills and our strengths, hence the expression focus on your strengths, because you might get something in return. That's what we're after, really. And funny, isn't it, how our instinct seems to emerge into language. And but often we don't realise that, do we? We just go along with these sayings like focus on your strengths. And yeah, so that's the way you can find what makes you happy, by looking back over your life, and if you can, find experiences, specific experiences where you've been praised. If you can't think of something where you've been praised, just think about something in the past where you've had an experience and you enjoyed yourself and you felt good. And what you can do is you can break down that experience and sort of like have a look at the individual elements. So, for example, let's say you like hiking, and you like hiking in the hills. But what is it that you like about hiking? Break it down. Freedom, autonomy, nature, green, perhaps, if that's the colour around. Coming from England, I automatically went to green, didn't I? If you're in Australia, you might go to red, as in the desert sands. And you can pick the colours and the smells and from those experiences, and any other sort of elements that you enjoyed. Could be the type of clothes you were wearing at the time, or noises and what have you. And perhaps you could recreate those elements in a space where you are. With the autonomy, I mean, I suppose you could be making something while you're listening to nature sound and colours and what have you. And we could become more effective at making something or achieving something. You might want to write a book or paint in an environment which elicits feelings of happiness, from the past, because you're using elements from a particular experience where you felt happy. So you're using these elements to trigger those same feelings of happiness, and then you can, you might want to do something which gives you autonomy, like writing a book or something. Feeling pretty good, and to write the book or to paint, it's always better if you can be present in the moment, so you can improve the experience. So how can you increase the likelihood that you'll be present? By having a clear mind. Okay, well, how can you get a clear mind? By having a health regime, and by having a health regime, you can have a better quality experience with your painting or whatever it is you're doing. So I suppose the external goal is the painting, the writing the book. That's the outward goal, and I see that as a bit like an aeroplane. I don't know, like a big aeroplane, and a big powerful aeroplane, and it's towing a glider. It's towing a glider, right? And the glider represents your internal goal, like your health, and the big aeroplane represents your external goal, your why, your reason for doing something. And this big aeroplane sort of tows the inward focus goal, which doesn't carry much weight at the moment. So it tows it along. It's on the runway. The glider's on the runway. Trying to pull it up. Maybe a bit of resistance to change initially. 3 or 4 attempts at remembering to take your supplements or trying to do your exercise or something. And then eventually, maybe you do 2 or 3 times exercise 2 or 3 times, and you begin to feel good. And don't forget, you're doing it for your external goal. And you get up there, and you might drop down a bit, and then you're up again. You're flying now, just near the ground. And the more you exercise and take your supplements and look after your gut health and what have you, because you want to sort of have a clear head for doing your external goal. And the more you focus on your health, and eventually what happens is your mind becomes clear and you enjoy it. And now you're flying level with the big aeroplane. The big aeroplane is your external goal, and now you're flying level. And so, in other words, they both have the same importance now. And you look forward to looking after yourself. Right? And when you complete your goal, your external goal, get another one. Maybe write another book, do another painting, or renovate another house, or whatever it is that helps you feel good. And so that sort of that's like having another plane, isn't it? Or refueling the plane, in other words, So it keeps your glider up in the air, it keeps giving you a reason, and it sort of helps to prevent us, falling away, falling off the wagon, so to speak. Mixed metaphors there, wasn't it? Planes and wagons. Sorry about that. And I'm just going to give you an update as well on how I'm feeling. I think it's day 14 now, no alcohol, and again, it's not like I drank a lot of alcohol. Don't know why I keep on saying that actually. It's probably to do with social judgment, isn't it? Being acceptable. We're all human, aren't we? I feel I've been doing on a daily basis. I've been getting up early in the morning, good range, 3:30, 4:30, 5 o'clock. And other days, generally that is, but you know, I might have a rest. Like this morning, I had a rest, just had a sleep in, and I've been doing. I take my supplements, my gut health supplements, and because I want to finish writing a book. That's what I'm doing. That's my why. That's my big aeroplane. You know, my health is the glider, so to speak. You know, finishing the book is pulling me along, pulling my health along, and because it gives me a clear mind to write. And so day 14, and I've been on a health kick overall for about 18 months. It's been coming and going. Even though I had a why, I've got a why. You know, we still come and go. You know, we still come and go. And sometimes you might need two big aeroplanes, like two big goals to pull the glider. Sometimes, like, you know, two big powerful planes, and sometimes that can be, you know, better really. And so my two powerful external goals are Biocybernaut, the neurofeedback base, and finishing writing the book. You know, don't need too many because you know you lose focus then. So maybe just a couple related to what's important to you, and why writing a book? Why is that important to me? Well, it brings back memories of happiness, I suppose, because it's creativity. I did get praise, a lot of praise from my paintings and my drawings when I was a kid. So we tend to, the brain says, oh, do more creative stuff because that'll get you protection from the chief, you know. So I wasn't very good at writing when I was younger, but I was good at drawing. And over time, I suppose shoots, although creativity shoots, you know, little branches begin to grow out, and in the end, you know, your creativity can take many forms. And if someone comments on a piece of writing or something you've made, like another form of creativity, well, that again gets fused with happiness, that feeling. My painting, and eventually I did some writing, and I got some praise for that, for being creative. And it's those feelings just got fused with writing. Those pleasant feelings I got when I was praised. And this is how you find out what makes you feel happy. The other one is Biocybernaut. I love biology, and I love psychology, because I had some really pleasant memories at school studying biology. I always loved survival, the survival and David Attenborough movies and stuff. So I love biology, and I love studying psychology, which I believe is the purpose, is what the biology is for. You know, it's sort of like, for me, the biology is the car, but what's the purpose of the car? It's to drive, isn't it? To go to places. And to me, that's what psychology is. It's discovering what the biology is for, and how we're able to drive, and how we're able to navigate, and where do we all want to go to? Well, we all actually want to go to the same place, really. It's all about the same place. It's in the book. And yeah, so I feel fantastic actually. It's about 8 o'clock in the evening. I've been up since, I had to sleep in today. I've been up since about 7 o'clock. Didn't do any exercise as soon as I had to go to the office to do some work. But I went and did some weights at 1 o'clock, and took my supplements around about that time. Again, gut health stuff, you know. And I do take a bit of pre-workout beforehand, and afterwards I did some very powerful trauma releasing exercises. The most powerful, I think, that I've ever done with TRE, which is amazing really. I had a huge release of trauma, of shock, huge. Really felt as though I'd released something. My body was sort of like, you know, doing this, you know, by itself, you know, around, just like, you know, it's amazing. That trauma releasing exercise is absolutely fantastic. And it was twisting, and it was turning, and it was a bit explosive. You know, if anyone had seen me, they'd think, oh my God, get this guy an ambulance. But it's very pleasant actually inside. It's really, really pleasant, and it doesn't feel tiring at all. and I felt like some shift. What's going to have shifted is maybe one or two shocks, one or two traumas I've had in my life, big ones. But there's plenty more in there, so I'm going to have to do this for the rest of my life. People say to me, how long should I do TRE for? Well, the rest of your life. Oh, I'll give it a go then. Well, we'll give breathing a go. We're meant to do it. It's animals do it. We're meant to do it, and it's fantastic, and it makes you feel good. So why wouldn't you want to do something that makes you feel good? That's free, and you can do it at home, and it's easy to do once you're trained by a proper instructor, of course. Sharon Mullen, Lismore, brilliant. Lismore in New South Wales and Australia, but she does Skype. So I don't get paid by Sharon, by the way. She's just a lovely woman, lovely warm woman, warmth, I should say. She's full of warmth. and I send a lot of people to her, and I gave some great feedback. She's fantastic, lovely Irish lady, brilliant. And I was talking to her today actually. She is brilliant, and she really helps to shift trauma from your body. I did some trauma releasing exercises, then I did some yoga, and then I did some Wim Hof breathing, which is absolutely amazing. Best $100 I've ever spent. I've noticed some other changes today actually. So in this, as well as inner peace, I've noticed that my body has become sort of charged with energy. Probably because I'm doing the energy charging week. Well, it works. It works. I mean, I've got no doubt that the diet I'm on, which is healthy, sort of this sort of stuff, really. I've just started fasting as well, on the advice of a colleague, a good friend of mine, Cameron Liggett, great psychologist in Townsville. Strongly recommend him at North Queensland Psychology Services. Brilliant guy. Former tennis champion, I think, in Australia, state champion or whatever. Brilliant guy, fantastic. If you're in Townsville, or you might do Skype, he is fantastic. Brilliant guy, really great. And so he advised me to do some fasting, and I did that. The last meal I had was last night around about 11 p.m. because I got home from work late. I got home around about 11. A long day yesterday, and I shouldn't have eaten that late, but it's a long day, and life happens, doesn't it? And I fasted all the way through till about 5 o'clock, and so I didn't have anything to eat, just water, an occasional cup of black coffee, and I had my collagen as well, protein after my weight session, and I took my supplements and my electrolytes and vitamins and what have you. But strange enough, I got an amazing amount of energy through and focus and clarity. Just been brilliant, and I've noticed just increased clarity, increased energy, increased focus, and this sense of, do you know what else? Confidence. A sense of increased confidence, feeling more acceptable generally. Just even if it's by myself or in a crowd or whatever, in a public place, just feeling more acceptable. Just generally feeling, and because of that, feeling more relaxed, but not feeling I have to prove myself. Just because I'm a psychologist doesn't mean I'm not human. I still have the same instincts. If you've got trauma in the background, just because you're a psychologist doesn't mean that you're fully in control of your trauma. That's a misperception, actually. We're just people. We cry, we get upset, and we get affected by things because we're human beings. It's how we manage it, though. I'm fortunate in that I have very privileged and I feel very fortunate, lucky to have access to information, which is pretty cool actually. That can really help. And generally physical stuff like TRE and I'm a student of Wim Hof, so don't take my recommendation. I'm not an instructor. Definitely get in touch with the Wim Hof Method organisation though, because they are brilliant. It's not for everybody. So yeah, so that's me today. Increased clarity, charged, energy. I may look tired, because my face is 51 years old. But inside, I feel like I'm about 26. I feel good. I've made a goal as well. To run up the steps, Jacob's Ladder. My goal is to go up there 100 times, going up, running 100 times. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. It's like my Everest at the moment. I know it's nothing like Everest because it's lovely and warm here in Brisbane and there's no rocks and stuff. I get that. 100 times up, if I can do it, will be about 10k, 10,000 meters up. It's a goal. Just see how we go. I'm gonna plant that flag as a goal. There's another Y to keep healthy. So that's 3. That's probably going to be my maximum. A sports goal, a creative goal, and a science goal. Okay, guys. Have a good evening. See you soon.